make lemonade. Okay, let's go to work.
That's the signal! Go, 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 go! Six! It's beautiful! Mother Nature just pissed her pants, dude!
Wake up and hit the ground running. It's The Rush, presented by Willis Auto, with Travis Justice and Ross Peterson bringing you raw, unfiltered, and unapologetic talk about sports, life, and everything else that matters. No filtered, no fluff, just The Rush.
Rush Radio listeners, are you ready to drive something extraordinary at Willis Automotive in Des Moines? They treat you like family with guest-level service, flexible financing, and that perfect ride waiting for you. Come to 2121 Northwest 100th Street. Check out their new and pre-owned lineup and experience the Willis difference today. Good morning, everybody.
How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I'm very, very good. I'm in a good mood. However, I'm getting a little worried, Ross. Getting a little worried.
Concerned about what?
Well, you know I'm getting ready to go on about a 18-hour flight tomorrow, right? Going on an 18-hour flight. And 2 weeks ago...
18-hour flight?
Well, total. You know, I mean, it's the longest one we have is 9.5 hours. That's going to be from Denver to Munich. Okay, so I fly from Omaha to Denver tomorrow, Denver to Munich, Munich to Florence. And so that the whole time is about 18 hours. The longest individual flight I have is about 9.5 hours from Denver to Munich. And 2 weeks ago, Owen was really sick. I made it through. Last week, Anjanette was really sick. And then last night, my head just started getting stuffed up. Now, what's the worst thing to happen when you fly at 40,000 feet?
Must be a stuffed head.
Yeah, well, it is. I mean, haven't you got like the eye sores or the ear sores or the
I don't deal with the
headache?
sinus stuff much. I don't know. I don't deal with that as much as a lot of people in my life do. I hear that a lot from people, like the pain under the eyes, the pressure in your. I don't get that very often.
You are one lucky SOB.
Yeah.
Let me tell you that, because
every now and again happens a couple times a year, but nothing major. That sucks.
Yeah, but when you, especially when you take off and land, is when it's the worst, because the pressure builds up in the cabin, and you're like, ah. So I'll be down in the Dayquil. Took some Dayquil already this morning. I slept with I was just snot running down my nose last night. I slept with a Kleenex in my nose last night. I know that sounds disgusting. It sounds gross.
It's what you got to do.
But I think it helped. You know, I breathed out of one nostril all last night. It was like,
I think a part of what you're dealing with there is just that time of year too.
True.
'Cause I did have a moment. Laid down last night. I was like, oh, kind of nose feels a little thicker than normal. And then you can't sleep with your mouth. I don't know how you sleep with a thing in your nose, because you sleep with your mouth open.
Well, I probably did last night because I had a little bit of a sore throat when I woke up. And Anjanette, ever since I've lost the weight, Anjanette says I don't snore anymore, which is really nice.
Good for you.
Know?
Yeah.
And that means the sleep apnea is probably gone. Not that I ever was diagnosed with sleep apnea, but I used to be a pretty heavy snorer.
Yeah.
She says I don't snore anymore, which is good. But yeah, I probably slept with my mouth open last night, which is no fun. But when you can't breathe out of your nose, you have no other choice but to breathe out of your mouth. You know.
So there he goes, folks. There's Travis's plea for sympathy before he goes to Italy for a week.
I'm not asking for sympathy. I'm just
This sucks, guys. I have to use modern technology to fly halfway around the world to go to my favorite destination ever with my entire family. Who feels sorry for me? Please raise your hand.
Man, just kidney punches right in the morning, starting my day off with kidney punches.
Yeah, and I do. I've never had to deal with it, so I don't know. I know it's hard to get rid of. It's hard to. And a lot of people have to do like surgery to get rid of that. My buddy Randy, when I worked with at the radio station for a long time, he had massive. He had to get there's like a procedure you have to have done.
Really?
Yeah. They go in and they peel your face off and clear out your nasal cavities.
Ooh. Yeah,
it's
I'm
called
never
Face
that
Off.
bad.
Yeah, it's like a Nicolas Cage movie.
Was that it was Nicolas Cage and what, John Travolta in Face Off?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
That was a decent movie.
It was crazy. It was a crazy one. The best part of Face Off is, did you ever watch Key and Peele?
I've never watched their show or anything like that.
Key
I've
and
seen
Peele has
obviously
some
some of their
brilliant
bits.
sketches. One of them is about Ray Parker Jr. Remember who Ray Parker Jr. is?
He sang Ghostbusters,
He
right?
sang Ghostbusters, one
Yeah.
hit wonder, Ghostbusters, right? Well,
Who you gonna call?
the idea was that Ray Parker Jr. had actually done an entire album of songs based on movies. The premise of the bit is that Ghostbusters was not a one-off. He actually did this for dozens of Hollywood movies.
Wouldn't that just be Kenny Loggins?
Basically,
Yeah.
it was like yeah. But one of the movies so then they do the like, hey, you can buy this album, and one of the songs is he does a song for Face Off. That ain't even your face.
Do those two still do a show?
No.
No. Was
No.
that on Comedy Central?
Yes, it was. Yeah, I played Eli. I played a bit for Eli the other day. There's a really funny one about. Do you remember the band Outkast?
I
They had a
don't.
lot of famous songs. They're very, very famous song. And it was basically two guys. It was a guy named Big Boy and a dude named Andre 3000. Well, Andre 3000 was like super eccentric, like wild man. And Big Boy was a very normal dude. And they ended up kind of splitting up and splitting off. And this was that bit was about them running into each other at a coffee shop. It's brilliant.
Is their most famous bit the substitute teacher one where
Aaron.
A-
Poor errands around the world.
Aaron. The other one I've
Jaqueline?
seen,
Is Jaqueline here? Do you mean Jacqueline?
the other one that I've seen a lot is when, I forget which one it is, brings him into the basement. He goes, hey, I'm a country music singer. He plays country music. And they're like, all these songs are racist. No, they're not. And then he finally reveals to him, oh my God, these are racist songs.
Yeah. Key and
Oh.
Peele has some really brilliant sketches. Really funny stuff.
Were they like back to back to Chappelle or at the same time?
Yeah. They probably ran adjacent to each other in some way, Trav. I don't think that they were on at the same time. I don't necessarily, I can't think if there was a crossover there, but pretty close to each other.
Which one? Because I don't know who's who. Which one is kind of the taller, bald
Keegan
guy?
Michael Key.
Okay,
Yeah,
he went on to do some other acting, right? He's been in other things.
He has, but Jordan Peele actually probably had the better career because he actually
Really?
went on to become a director. He had, I mean, they both have been independently successful of each of that show. So yeah, they both have good careers. I'm with. They're both funny guys.
We need more comedy like that.
Need
Need more
That
comedy
was a
like that.
fun one. Jason says they replaced Chappelle.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean,
They
if you're
did
going to
so many
replace
classic
Chappelle,
bits.
which is not an easy thing to do, that was a pretty funny show to replace him with. Hey, quick reminder, if you're listening on the YouTube today, make sure to hit that subscribe button. Also, like the video, leave your comments in the comment section like a lot of people have. It's good to see the community growing. If you do want to participate in the show, 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Big night, Ross Peterson. The Iowa Hawkeyes are number 25 in the coaches poll. They're just outside the poll in the Associated Press rankings. However, they are at number 7 and number 8 Michigan State tonight. This will be the toughest test to date
No doubt.
for the Iowa Hawkeyes.
Yep, no doubt about it. This is that metric game. We're going to find out exactly how good this Hawkeye team is. What are your when we get on tomorrow morning, Trav? What are you hoping to have seen tonight from this Hawkeye team?
You know, I don't expect Iowa to win. All right,
Okay.
they're a 6.5
Smart.
point underdog, and I just want to see a team that plays close, it can handle the pressure if they get down. How they match up against a team that's as talented as Michigan State, that has 4 guys that averages, in double figures. You have Jeremy Fears, who's the point guard, who's led the team in assist every single game. Justin Kohler, who's a 6'9" guy, leads the team in scoring. He's a hell of a rebounder. He can shoot the three, leads the team in three-pointers. Good news is Michigan State's not a great point shooting team. They in the 30 percentile, 36, 37% from three. I guess I'm looking for a team that doesn't have to go to East Lansing and win, but go to East Lansing and be competitive, because then you go, okay, this is what we could expect from this Iowa basketball team. And I have no reason not to expect that. With the way how competitive Ben McCullum is, the way he coaches, with the steadiness of Bennett Sturts, I just want to see a team that can compete. Now, if we come on tomorrow and they get blown out, I'm going to be like, what am I missing here?
Michigan State's really good, is what. If Michigan State comes out and fires, at some incredible rate, and they're hitting threes, is it possible that this team ends up beating Iowa by 15, 20 points? That's possible. I'm with you, Travis. I want to see that this defense can stay with a team like Michigan State. I'm with you. Competitive. That's exactly the word that I would have used too. I want to see the Hawkeyes stay in the game. I want to see them fight. I want to see this. I want it to be under the under 4 timeout with in the second half. I want it to be a game.
Yeah, I want to be in this chair and kind of get up in the seat and go, okay, here we go.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for as well. I'm totally with you. Don't expect them to win tonight. Hoping to see a team that I walk away from and go, all right, that's a Big Ten team. That's a team that can stay in there. That's a team that's going to be able to compete all season long, because this isn't necessarily the best the Big Ten can provide. Purdue would be the best the Big Ten can provide right now, but it's near that top, and you're really playing against one of those upper echelon teams. Just like we've talked about with Iowa State. Iowa State is one of those teams that is going to continuously be in that conversation. They're never going to be on the bubble. They're never going to be, again, barring major injury. Michigan State's a team like that. So how do you compete with that, I think, is going to maybe be an indication of what we could expect against Iowa State next week. But that's my expectations for tonight are to watch a good basketball game.
Now, Michigan State has been tested more than Iowa. Iowa's biggest test was Ole Miss.
Ole Miss.
Mississippi State or Michigan State already has wins against Arkansas when it was ranked 14th in the country, Kentucky when it was ranked 12th in the country, North Carolina. So you've played some pretty elite teams, and you've gotten wins and pretty convincingly, with the exception of the Arkansas win. The Arkansas game was actually the closest game. How does Tom Izzo do it? How does Tom Izzo just continue? And I wouldn't say he's a modern day coach by any means. He's an old schooler, right? I mean, when I mean modern day, I mean he has that old school attitude. He's tough as nails.
He's been around a long time, but Travis, is he an old school coach? I mean,
yes.
When you say, I wonder what that means. What does it mean to be an old school coach? Does it just mean being old?
I think it's attitude. I think it's expectations. You're hard on your guys. That's a good question.
But modern coaches have those things too. Like, you can't say, "Oh man, an old school coach yells at the officials all the time." Have you seen the Hurleys? Does TJ Otzelberger is a different coach than Tom Izzo? True. You don't see TJ riding the officials like Tom Izzo. Is that what does it mean? I'm not being a dick here. I'm genuinely curious.
I know you're not.
Tom Izzo is an old coach. There's no doubt about that. He's been around a long time. But what does that? When I hear old school coach, what I think of is Bobby Knight.
And
I think of a guy grabbing his players and on the verge of assault and doing things that make you go, Jesus, you don't have to do that anymore, coach. What the hell's wrong with you? I never liked Bobby Knight. I can't believe that Bobby Knight still gets revered in our society. He seems like a guy that had mental health issues. He couldn't control his anger. That's when I hear old school coach, I think Woody Hayes. I think guys that can't control themselves for some reason. I kind of think Fran McCaffrey.
And that's fair. This is going to probably be an answer you don't like, and I think it's very simplistic. But is it? You know it when you see it. You just kind of get
that's fair. That's fair. It's the art pornography answer, right?
Yeah,
I know it when I see it. When does it go over the line? When I say so. Yeah, I just am curious what that I wonder how other people see that. Because when I see Tom Izzo, I see old coach, been around a while, familiar with him, but I don't see him as an old school coach.
Maybe I look at it as, his teams aren't incredibly flashy. They're fundamentally sound. He's just consistent, and you're like, maybe that's what I see when I see old school. And he's fiery. He's tough. Doesn't look like an athlete. Probably was in his day, but it's just one of those things you're like, ooh, Tom Izzo. Who, by the way, we give a lot of props to Kirk Ferentz for being around since 1999. Tom Izzo's been the head coach at Michigan State since 1995. Started as an assistant coach in 1983. I mean, that's longevity that's incredible.
Was he an assistant at Michigan State that entire time?
I think he was at another school beforehand.
Okay.
But it wasn't. I don't think he was there too long. Let me look real quick.
Yeah, he's been at Michigan State since
he played at Northern Michigan from 1973 to 1977. He started his coaching career at a high school from 1977 to 1979. An assistant at Northern Michigan from 79 to 83, and then went to Michigan State under Judd Heathcote in 1983.
1983?
Yeah.
He's been at Michigan State for 43 years.
That's a long time.
It's a lifetime.
It is. I want to check something out. Because
in a world where 5 years is a long time, 7 years is a career, 10 years is a legacy. He's been at one institution for 43 years. That's incredible.
You were born in what, 1978?
Yes.
Okay. It's different for me because I'm a little bit older than you. But we always talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers. In my lifetime, an NFL team has literally had 3 coaches.
Yeah.
In your lifetime, Michigan State has had 2 coaches.
That's incredible.
Judd Heathcote started in 1976, and Tom Izzo started in 1995. So in your lifetime, you are what, 48 years old?
47.
47 years old. If you're 47 or younger,
that's incredible, dude. What an unbelievable run. And we are constantly in awe of what Kirk Ferentz has done. Constantly talk about, like, man, this is insane. This guy's hadn't been great the whole time, but he's been really good. Tom Izzo's been great.
Been great. Couple national titles. A fan base that doesn't panic when they have a down year.
If only they could figure it out in football.
Well, apparently they have. Pat Fitzgerald is
That's
the new
true.
head coach
That's
at Michigan State.
There it is. 40 years from now, Pat Fitzgerald will walk away from. Yeah.
Wonder how much longer Izzo goes.
How old is he?
Let me check real quick. So he was born in 1955. So that makes him what? It's 2025.
70
years old.
old.
Yeah. He'll be 71 in
Wow.
January.
Doing pretty good. Doing pretty good for 71.
Looks good for 70. Looks good for 71.
Impressive guy. Truly.
When does Tom Izzo get this is going to sound weird. I mean, when you talk about Dean Smith, when you talk about Roy Williams, you talk about Mike Krzyzewski, is Tom Izzo get the respect and love that those coaches do? Or is it because he's at Michigan State and he's not at one of those blue bloods?
No, he doesn't. My brain doesn't put Tom Izzo quite in that same category as Coach K, as Roy Williams, Dean Smith. Why isn't it even as like Bill Self? He should be up there. In my brain, he should be right there in that group of guys. How many national titles? They won 2?
Asking me the hard questions.
Should be on his Wikipedia, I think.
I know, that's where I'm at.
All right, okay. Because it was hard to find. Sorry. Didn't mean to throw you curveballs here. I'm out here just deucing you up. One.
Is it because
Captain
look
Kirk
at who
Hawk
you
says
just-
he's won one. Okay.
Is it just one? I thought it was more than that.
I don't know. You're the one. I don't have my computer with me.
No, he's right. The year 2000 beat Florida. I thought it was more than that.
Ken Payne coming in with the 2000. Thank you, Ken Payne.
So is it one, you only have one national title, and two, you're at Michigan State? Because the coaches you just named were Duke, North Carolina, Kansas.
Right. Even, I think, Travis, you even put Kentucky in there because you even put Pitino and Calipari. Why is that we don't put Tom Izzo? Somebody wrote in there it's because he's not a media whore like those other guys. You don't see him constantly out there in front of everybody.
Is a media whore, but he's at Kansas and he's won a couple of national titles.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. That's a very good question. It's something that it should have been talked about before about how incredible it is that he has stayed there, been that consistently great. Michigan State, I mean, we could probably go back and find some years that weren't as good as others, but man, I don't ever remember a time when you were like, oh, good, Tuesday's Michigan State, breather. Almost every other Big Ten team at some point, well, maybe with the exception of Purdue. In that 40 years, Purdue has had that. There's not been many times when you've looked at Michigan State and said, okay, they're good. We got a W coming up next week. Michigan State's usually a place of like, oh, it's incredible.
Tom Izzo in his first year was 16-16.
Okay.
Went 17-12 in year two. And I'm trying to see if he's ever had a losing record. He's never had a losing. The first year, 16-16, was his worst year.
That's
sorry.
insane.
The COVID year, they were 15-13, but still had a winning record.
Okay. Wow.
Elite Eight last year, Final Four in 19.
John wrote 8. John said 8 times he's been in the Final Four.
But you know what you never remember? Final Fours. You remember national championships.
Yeah. You're right, but that's a resume. I mean,
yeah,
as a fan base, as a fan base, you remember the Final Fours. You got the gear. You got gear that says you've been to the Final Four.
Never had a losing season. That's just. It says something about longevity too, right?
It's funny. You said something about your sinuses, and now my nose is running like a faucet.
See,
it's your fault.
I made you sick. I made you sick
you
from 100 miles away.
You did it.
I'm breathing into my microphone, and it's coming out to your microphone.
Can smell your breath.
And for the most part, I would say Izzo's a lot like Kirk Ferentz in that he's liked. Right?
Respected.
But
liked. Yeah. I mean, I think that respect is one thing, but Tom Izzo seems like he's liked.
And again, another solid team, number 17, number 8 team in the country, depending on what poll you look at. And you get to Iowa gets to face off against them tonight. All time in East Lansing, Iowa's 20-47. These mean nothing because you have a completely different team, but I just want to throw the stats out there.
20-47.
20-47. They've won 2 of the last 3 at the Breslin Center.
Really?
In fact, the last time they were there, yeah. And let's see, one of those would have been a Luka Garza year, I believe. Well, maybe not.
3 of the last 4, yeah, I'd say that at least.
Yeah, or 2 of the last 3.
2 of the last 3, yeah.
Yeah. 6 o'clock tonight on the Peacock. The Peacock.
See, my brain wants to do the football thing where I go 2 of the last 3. Well, that goes back 6 years. No, I think they've played at Michigan State each year. Maybe.
Maybe. Have to go back and look. But again, those mean nothing because you have completely different teams.
Yeah.
And I understand that history changes all the time, but it's just one of those things where you go, okay, let's just look and see how they do on the road. And again, 20-47 all time. Two of the last three they've won. Again, 6 o'clock tip tonight on Peacock. What I like about this is it's a 6 o'clock tip. By 8 o'clock, we're done. It's over. I can make it to 8 o'clock. That's not a problem.
Does the Peacock thing bother you?
No, because I've been watching a lot of Peacock lately. There's some pretty darn good shows on Peacock.
Dude, I think I'm going to make a change. And I've said this a couple times, but like I was doing my budget for next year last night.
Yeah.
I'm almost $200 a month on just Netflix and Hulu.
Wow.
Yeah. What am I doing?
But you know,
I don't even watch Netflix that much anymore. So I think I got to get rid of that one. The Hulu, I got to have Hulu. Hulu is my connection to live sports for the most part.
You know, I have YouTube TV, and now that they have ESPN back on, I'm not going to change just because I don't like change that much. Now, I'm with you on the Netflix. I would say that we don't watch as much Netflix, but Anjanette's got it now because of Stranger Things. I don't understand the Stranger Things phenomenon, but I'm not here to judge. She's like, do you want to watch Stranger Things? No, you can. I don't care. But, you know, we pay for Apple TV. We pay for Peacock. I pay for Paramount. And the only reason I have Paramount is so I can watch Landman. That's the only reason I have it. It's of all the
streaming services. So that's the same thing as you having Netflix for Stranger Things.
Yeah. But what I should do is when Landman's over, just cancel it and then bring it back on. But no, it's $8.99 a month. Who cares?
I think my Netflix thing, because people right now are like, Netflix is like $20. I think my Netflix thing is because I pay to have other people on the account.
Oh.
So I've got like other people in other houses on my account.
You could stop that, you know.
That's why I'm saying. I think I'm getting rid of Netflix.
You can't do that. I'm getting rid of it too, and it's a shared account, so therefore you're SOL.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Peacock doesn't bother me. I just watched a good one on there. The Day of the Jackal was really good, and so they actually have pretty good streaming shows, which
I can't do the shows, dude. I can't tell you the last time I got into a show. Like, people are always like, oh, you got to watch Landman. You got to watch Yellowstone. You got to watch 1492. You got to watch. Like, I never watched Sopranos. I never watched, what was the motorcycle one? Sons of Anarchy.
Sons of Anarchy.
I never watched Game of Thrones.
I've watched Game of Thrones. I haven't watched all of Sopranos. I never watched Sons of Anarchy. This is going to make a lot of people mad. I never watched Breaking Bad.
Never watched
Breaking Bad.
No.
Hey, don't forget, coming up on Friday, it is the weekly woo-hoo from the Iowa Lottery. Of course, the Iowa Lottery is celebrating 40 years of fun in 2025. 2025 coming to a quick end. Of course, the holidays right around the corner. So say no, no, no to basic gift giving and give the gift that keeps on winning. Holiday Scratch and Instant Play tickets from the Iowa Lottery. Just visit your local Iowa Lottery retailer and start winning today. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
With over 260 beers on tap, El Bait Shop isn't just another craft beer bar. It's the best. Beer lovers know. El Bait Shop, 200 Southwest 2nd, Des Moines.
There's a new spin on casual dining near Drake University. Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers. Craveable faves, flatbreads, delicious burgers, frozen cocktails, and a crazy cool vibe. Get to Lucky Horse Beer and Burgers today.
Get
ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HighVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there.
My name's Gary Prosnell, and I'm a residential home mortgage banker for Northwest Bank in Des Moines Metro Market. I've been financing people's homes for over 25 years, and I'm an expert in financing VA loans, FHA loans, IFA loans, and new construction homes. This is my cat Norm. Norm knows football, but he doesn't know mortgage, and that's where I come in. There are a lot of Tom, Dick, and Norms out there doing loans. So don't just trust anyone with your home loan. I'm your local, trusted, experienced expert.
Loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
November's here, and that means Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And here at Willis, we are thankful for you, our guests, for entrusting us with your vehicle and service needs. The holiday season means travel, and that means extra miles on your car that can cause wear and tear. Save that for your pants after all that turkey. And while we can't fix your slacks, we can make sure your car's in tip-top shape. So come on down to Willis for 10% off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at LandRoverDesMoines.com.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiscus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiscus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiscus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
Looking for the perfect golf escape? Experience links-style golf right here in Ames at Coldwater Golf Links. With rolling fairways, large greens, and unique routing, it's golf the way it's meant to be played. Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out, you'll love our course's welcoming atmosphere and friendly staff. Grab your clubs, book a tee time, and make every round unforgettable. Coldwater Golf Links, where great golf leads to great memories. Visit coldwatergolf.com to book your round today.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
A fuel choice that's greener, cheaper, and homegrown. Now that's worth the hype. Make sure to pump it up at the pump with unleaded 88 from the Iowa Corn Growers. Go to iowacorn.org for more. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. 515-517-2303 is the number to call. Besides the Iowa Hawkeyes in action against Michigan State tonight, you have the Drake basketball team's going to be at the Knapp Center, a 6:30 game with Western Illinois. Only 3 non-conference games left for Drake. So and they're playing better now. They're 5-3 on the season, coming off the win against Georgia Tech. Played LSU fairly close, so a good game at the Knapp Center last night.
It's you said it when they had a few hiccups. You said early on, like, hey, you got to give Hendo some time here. He seemed even in those losses, Trav, in the press conferences afterwards, he still had that smile on his face. He still had this little kick in his step, like, hey, yeah, we not the outcome we wanted, but we're moving in the right direction. Man, as a fan, it's hard to look past the win and loss column. A lot of times it is. When we're doing the black and gold rush, it's amazing. That's
the ultimate measurement.
It is,
right?
It is. So the fact that he kind of had that thing of, hey, we lost this game, losing the home opener. I was like, ooh, this is good. He came into that press conference afterwards with a little bit of smile on his face and said, we're going to be okay. I saw things tonight that I liked. I saw things tonight we build off of. Now they've had a couple of good games. For years we did this with Jake. At you and I, they'd start slow. They'd have a non-con that you'd look around and go, oh my gosh, what happened to you and I? By February, everybody in the country's going, I don't want to play you and I. I don't want to play them. They're looking really good. If he's already, we're December 2nd right now, and we're already saying, oh, look, they've already turned. That's a really good sign. Let him have time with his roster. Let these guys figure out how to play with each other. Yeah, hopefully get a big win tonight.
Of course, Hendo's been on the show before and will be on again. Ben Jacobson's been on the show and will be on again. Northern Iowa got a win last night. And if Ben was on today, I would ask him this question. Why? Why do you play Co-College, a team you won against 99-34, Ross?
Yeah.
What's the benefit of playing Co-College if you're in Northern Iowa? Other than the fact that you can't get anybody else to play, I don't know. But I don't know what the benefit of Co-College would be for the Panthers.
I don't know. And maybe he could actually talk to us about that and tell us. Tyler writes in bench players. You get a chance to, it's an active game. You're not in the gym practicing. You get a team that comes in that wants to challenge you in some way. You get to see your team in action in an environment that you're not worried about. You do get to empty the bench and play a lot of guys in a game like that. Is there a chance that you're? I mean, I don't know. I don't think you recruit from Co very often. It's not like you're watching a kid going, oh, he could be a Valley player someday. I don't know.
I mean, you hold him to 34 points, you put up 99.
That's a good question. Why do that? Is it to get confidence in your team? I mean, again, when you set up that game, you don't know that you're going to have had the success that you've had already this season.
That's
right?
true.
I don't know. That's a really good question. Why do you do that? Why do you pay a team like Co to come in here and get beat by 60? Who does that benefit? Does it get you ready for the Valley to beat up on a team like that? No,
it does not get you ready for now.
It doesn't get you ready for teams like Georgia Tech. It doesn't get you ready for those big boy basketball games like we've talked about.
And they got a big boy one coming up this weekend. They're going to be at home against Wichita State. So it's good to see a game like that being played. Because it's an old Valley rival.
Tell me, because I've lost track of Wichita State since they've fallen out of relevance. How good is Wichita State now?
I can't even give you the answer to that because I haven't dove in. Because I'm kind of with you. Once they left, now if they would have gone to the Big East or if they would have gone to a major conference, I think you pay attention. I'm not going to call the American a major conference. It's one of the group of five.
Yeah.
It is, and the truth is. When they got rid of Greg Marshall, who love him or hate him, and I happen to hate him, he was a polarizing figure who you're kind of drawn to just to see. They've fallen off of relevance.
Trav, I'll be honest with you. Creighton has fallen out of relevance, even moving to the Big East here in Des Moines.
Yeah, I mean,
we don't see him we don't see him at the Knapp Center.
Yeah,
a couple times a year. You kind of
But I mean, they're relevant. I mean, they went to the Elite Eight a couple years
I'm
ago.
I'm not saying we forget about Creighton. Yeah, but Wichita State certainly. Like, dude.
Yeah.
I kind of forgot they were in the American, to be honest with you. If you'd have just stopped and said which conference did they leave them go to, I'd have been like, oh.
Well, and not only that, but let's use Creighton as an example of why it's fallen off in Central Iowa. Is that Dana Altman, even Greg McDermott, for a point before they went to the Big East, really thrived off Iowa kids that went over there and played.
Yeah,
they're not loaded with Iowa kids anymore. They're more of a national recruiting scale. 515-517-2303. Let's go to Coach Hersom. Coach, welcome to the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive. What's going on?
Good morning, gents. Wichita State had a bad couple of years, and they're not great this year. They got like a 7-2 kid. They're 4-4. UNI is going to beat them. And I don't think it'll be probably that close, but we'll see how that goes. With relation to Northern Iowa playing Co, I'm going to contradict myself here totally. Hey, you're playing an in-state school. Granted, they're D, whatever they are, and you're probably paying them to do it. I will stand on this hill and die on it. there is no reason that Iowa State and Iowa do not play UNI and Drake every year, other than the fact they're afraid to, because A, they lose a home game every other year, and B, they might actually lose the damn game. But nobody wants to watch Iowa State play Alcorn State tomorrow, who's 1-8, and they're going to win by 50.
Oh, easy.
I don't disagree with you.
And like, not to mix government, politics, and sports together, but didn't the state legislature actually mandate that Iowa and Iowa State played football every year, which might be taken away because of these stupid super conferences?
I don't know.
Can't they mandate that they play each other in basketball?
Because they don't care. They care about Iowa and Iowa State.
Money is the answer, right?
Yeah.
And the truth is, if you have two athletic directors that say they don't want to play in football anymore, which is very possible with Beth Getz and Jamie Pollard, what's the state going to do? They're going to go, well, this has changed from when was the series renewed? 1977, I think it was.
Like that.
Yeah. I mean, it's a different time. Now you got to go, hey, we got to compete financially. We're giving up a home game every other year.
The Hawkeyes are playing Northern Iowa in football. Hawkeyes are playing Northern Iowa in football next year.
I get that.
Paying to do so also.
But the basketball thing, I don't get. I just, like I said, I don't get it.
You've nailed it, Coach. I think you absolutely get it 100%. It is. You don't want to give up a home game because that's money for you. You don't want to take the chance that you're actually going to lose one of these non-conference games to a Missouri Valley team, a one-bid league. You lose a game like that in March, the chances that it shows up as a bad loss on your blackboard are high. Or they're really high. And more than a 50-50 chance, because if that team doesn't go on to be the best team in the Valley, it looks like a bad loss. And we all know that that's bullshit, but that's the truth of it. It's a two-part thing. First of all, it's a money thing. How do we get the money? We got to make the NCAA tournament. How do we make the NCAA tournament? We pile up the wins. How do we make more money? We have as many home games as possible. We pay Co to come play a game.
But Co's not going to help.
Yeah, but
Northern Iowa.
Northern Iowa's not making the NCAA tournament unless they win the damn Valley.
It's exactly my point.
And not only win the Valley, they got to win the tournament. They don't have to win the conference.
Right.
They have to win the tournament.
Right. And so
you get actually in that league.
Coach, you're on every single talking point here. This is Beth Getz and Jamie Pollard manifesting right now. This is where that is them two saying these are all the reasons we don't play this game. It's not about us as fans. It's not about like I think dude from Iowa or one of the commenters is like, man, play the round robin back at the Casey Center. Bring this thing back to Des Moines. Split the revenue up. Have it be an in-state term. God, that'd be fun, wouldn't it? Be fun for us.
Yeah.
Be fun for us. This ain't about us.
I would like to see if Casey's or Sukup or somebody ponied up and said, hey, we're going to have the Christmas round robin at the Casey Center and guarantee Iowa and Iowa State the exact same amount. Because we always heard, well, we can't give up a home game. We'll play Drake in Northern Iowa if we play them at home every single year because that's revenue. If you guaranteed the same amount of home revenue to play a round robin tournament, do you think they would take it? I don't.
No, I don't think they would because of the.
Yeah, because somebody's afraid. I don't think TJ's afraid. I just want. He shouldn't be, but. And I don't think that McCollum would be afraid to play it. I mean, I think McCollum would love to play Drake right now. You know, I don't know that Drake would love to play him, but you know, and Jacobson's probably the most. I mean, he's the longest standing coach in the state, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, I mean, he wants that opportunity,
and he should, but it's out of his control. I mean, it is totally out of his control. You talk to Hendo, you talk to Ben, they're going to say, yeah, we'll play it.
And you're right. The coaches
Travis, let me push back.
The coaches aren't scared of it. You're right about that. TJ's not sitting around going, "Oh man, I don't want to play Drake." No. But the athletic department is looking at it as, are we going to lose revenue? There's a potential that we lose revenue. If there's a potential that you lose revenue, you don't do it.
Travis, let me push back on you just a little bit here, and not harsh, but a week or maybe 2 weeks ago or whatever, you were talking about Iowa's non-con, and somebody typed in and said Ben McCollum had nothing to do with the non-con, and you said yes, he did. He had absolutely everything to do with selecting the right games or whatever.
Yeah.
So he does have a say.
Yes.
He does have a say, and he can go to Beth Guess and say, "I'm playing you and I, and I'm playing Drake every year." If he wants to.
But coach, here's the
deal.
deal.
He wanted
Does that change
he's playing a mathematical equation based on what? Quad 1, quad 2, quad 3. You start doing the math once you get into the Big Ten, and you're trying to hedge your bet the best you can. And the last thing you want is a quad 2 or quad. I mean, so it's a mathematical equation, should we say, or an algorithm to where you're like NET, Ken Palm, all this stuff to where like, okay, let's balance this. Have enough competition to where if we win enough games, we're going to get into the tournament. But let's not try to trip up. If we're going to play teams that we know we can beat or think we have a higher chance, let's get them at Carver Hawkeye and do that. Not do a home and home every year, because the last thing you want to do is go to Northern Iowa or Drake and lose, which is a strong possibility. Last year, Drake probably would have beat Iowa last year. Northern Iowa probably would have had a pretty good shot at it. So. All right, Coach.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man.
Yep, good stuff.
Yep.
Thanks, guys.
I mean, we're probably pretty rare in a state like this with 4 Division I teams where they played all those years. I know there's other states that have a lot of Division I schools, but it just seems when you played for all those years and you got used to it, then you get rid of it. It's just.
I saw somebody put in and was like, man, there should be a round robin. We should have the 4 schools should do a round robin. And that'd be 6 games. If you had each team play each team, that would be 6 different games. And then you'd probably want to have a championship after the round robin to have the 2 teams that played each other a few days ago play for a championship, or that won't happen. The best thing that we could hope for would be a one-night thing where Iowa plays UNI, Drake plays Iowa State, and then the next year those 2 things are swapped, and and there's a back-to-back or something like that. I think that the best we could hope for. It ain't going to happen. And I saw Dusty put in there earlier, like, haven't we gnashed our teeth enough about this? It's not going to happen.
Fair. But if that Iowa State football game ever goes away, we're going to gnash our teeth about that for a long time.
And I think that there's a complaint here when you do have a game like the Bucknell game coming up, where there are Hawkeye fans that look around and go, wait a minute, they can give up a home game to play Bucknell? They can give up a home game and come play here in December against this team, but they can't play against a team that we would like to see them play? They can play a game at the Pentagon? Why can't they play one? So a great way to put it. Gnash our teeth about it. Nothing can change.
By the way, you mentioned the game against Bucknell. That's coming up on December 20th. If you want to win tickets to the game to see the Iowa Hawkeyes play Bucknell, just go to therushradio.com. That's therushradio.com. Click on the promo tab and enter all your pertinent information, and you'll be registered to win tickets to see Iowa play Bucknell at the Casey Center on December 20th. A lot of stuff going on that day. From 2 to 4, you're going to have the Hawkeye Huddle taking place at Community Choice Convention Center at the Iowa Event Center. It's a free event, but you do have to register. So you can join your fellow Hawkeye Hoops Huddle in Des Moines before the Iowa men's basketball game, and it is hosted by the iClub in partnership with the Office of Alumni Engagement. So win tickets by going to therushradio.com, click on the promotions tab, and then go to the Hawkeye Huddle at the Iowa Event Center before that game. Again, that goes from 2 to 4, so make sure to get in on that. Did you watch the Monday Night Football game last night at all?
No, I didn't. No, didn't. got to see the highlights, but that was about it.
I know I don't think you probably get in, and I wouldn't say I get into this, but the Patriots wore the old school Pat Patriot uniforms last night. And I'm like,
that, huh?
These are so freaking cool. Just so cool. There's something about the red jerseys, the Patriot on the helmet. It brings back memories of Steve Grogan.
Nostalgia thing that
it
happens.
is nostalgia.
Because I when the Bucks break out the creamsicle.
Yeah.
Did the Titans ever go old school Oilers anymore?
They have, but I haven't seen it in
been
a
a
couple
while.
years.
That baby blue.
Because that
they
really
got
pissed-
their own version of it, but the baby blue with the oil rig.
Yes. I think that pissed Oiler fans off or Texans fans off because like there's no oil in Tennessee. But,
Right.
you know,
There's also no lakes in LA and no jazz in Utah.
that's fair. That's fair.
Right.
But you bring it the three probably best uniforms when you go nostalgia. And I might get some pushback on this.
Oh,
but you bring
boy.
up the creamsicle of Tampa Bay. And at the time they're butt ugly. Now you're like, these are cool. New England still wins it all. When you put Pat the Patriot on the helmet,
Yeah.
and the
Doesn't
other one
win it for me. I get what you're saying. I
Oh.
get what you're saying.
And the other one is when Denver goes old school with the D.
orange.
Yeah.
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 Okay. I can see that.
Yeah.
Burger McChick says Charger powder blue, but again, the Chargers, they do that.
Yeah, it's more of the regular uniform now.
When you say old school uniforms, for some reason, I still think of like the Raiders. I know they haven't changed. There's no
They
like
haven't changed.
I know there's no throwback they can do.
Yeah, when the Steelers throw back, it's like, okay, this looks too old. This is like 1930s old.
Worst throwback uniforms. Remember when the White Sox wore shorts?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. That was a Bill Veck promotion, right? Wasn't that but they were like going to experiment with it. Finally, guys were like, this is stupid.
What about the late 90s, early 2000s when baseball decided they were going to go like futuristic? Do you remember this at all?
I don't.
Baseball, what like the Rockies had, like they did the cutoff sleeve, they did the sleeveless jerseys.
Oh, yeah.
It was like, oh yeah, everybody's going to be doing this, and never.
Did the Reds do that for a little bit too? Didn't the
Reds had
have
the same thing.
sleeveless jerseys?
That was from so that was Deion Sanders. That's a Deion.
Really?
Yes, yeah. Deion cut his sleeves off. And Major League Baseball came in and said, no, we have a uniform policy that says every uniform has to be the same. And so the rest of the team went and cut their sleeves off. Pretty sure that's how that worked. Maybe I made that up in my brain.
Because I remember Chris Sabo always having like
Chris
the sleeveless,
Sabo.
having the sleeveless jerseys.
1988 NL Rookie of the Year, Chris Sabo. Same year Walt Weiss won it in the American League.
I mean,
That
the Yankees.
Reds
The
team,
Yankees have
dude.
been wearing the same uniform since what? Since ever.
Yeah.
The Dodgers are pretty much the same. When I see throwbacks, I see like when Houston comes out with the multicolored jerseys.
That's what I'm saying. It's like it when you say throwback, what you're almost saying is discontinued jersey.
Yes.
Because you can't, you say Yankees or Raiders or something like that, and you're like, well, they never changed. How do they have a throwback? How does Penn State have a throwback?
It doesn't.
How does Ohio State or Michigan have a throwback? You can't. They haven't changed the colors at all. What does Alabama do on Retro Day? Well, they wear their crimson and white. You have to have a uniform that was so bad that they got rid of it, and then 20 years later, it's okay to go. We're bringing it back. Burger McChick says the Utah Jazz, the one with the Rocky Mountains in it.
Yeah. What Karl Malone and John Stockton wore in
Denver
in
Nuggets.
the championship?
Remember Denver had the one with the yellow stripe that had the skyline of Denver. Yeah. I think of Dikembe Mutombo.
All this is them playing with our mind to spend money, right? I mean, at the end of the day, they wear Pat the Patriot last night, and people are like, I got to go get myself a Pat the Patriot sweatshirt. Gonna have the big Pat the Patriot right here. Give us your money.
That's why the Bears have got to change it up so they can get more money. Think if they had a new Bears logo, how many Bears fans would rush out? See, that's the thing. You've almost missed your window. If the Bears tried to change their logo now and change their color scheme and say, hey, all right, we're going to go to some, people would go crazy.
True. I mean, I remember when the Bengals switched to the Bengal stripes on the helmet. It used to just say Bengals on the helmet. That's all it was. There was
God,
nothing.
you're old. When did they do that?
Old.
55, 60?
No, this would have been probably mid-'80s.
I don't remember. I honestly don't remember the Bengals before the Bengal stripes.
I do. That shows you how old I am.
So old. Like Noah. I'm
like Noah. Gee, thanks.
Vikings haven't changed.
No.
Chiefs are pretty much the same.
The Eagles have messed around with their color scheme a little bit.
But for the most part.
They wore their old green against Dallas a couple weeks ago. I was like, that's the Ron Jaworski years that I remember.
Ron Jaworski.
The Randall Cunningham years.
Yeah. The Reggie White years.
I don't know if they were wearing that green at that time or not. I don't know. But you almost have to change like a color scheme or a logo to bring it back. That's why the creamsicle is so big with the Bucks and the logo. The teams we're talking about, the Yankees, the Bears, hell, the Lions, the Packers, you really haven't altered that much over time.
Packers is a good one. You're right.
Yeah.
Had a couple, but nothing major. Then the Bucks, they also had that really good team with Warwick Dunn and Warren Sapp and all those, the Tony Dungy Buccaneers.
Yeah.
So they can even throw back to and that looks a lot like what they do now.
I mean, Iowa State has a lot of options when it comes to football throwbacks.
Again, they hit because the one good thing about changing up your colors and your logos and stuff is that you do have a little bit of a retro thing. They can bring back the bird and the tornado thing, and everybody, like, people get all excited about it and break out their old clothes.
We got an hour in the books. We got an hour to go. Lane Kiffin was introduced as the LSU head football coach yesterday. He said some interesting things at his news conference. We'll hear from Lane Kiffin, talk about some other coaching news in the college football ranks. And is there one school that's messed this whole thing up? Might be. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
The Rush Radio is now on the free TuneIn app, allowing you to enjoy the show on Apple products and Android Auto. Download the free TuneIn app and search The Rush Radio to take Travis and Ross wherever you go.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vents, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
There's more Iowa in the Iowa Tap Room than you may realize. Housed in a building nearly as old as Iowa itself, the Iowa Tap Room greets you with a harvest of 120 Iowa craft beers on tap from all corners of the state. And the food doesn't get much more Iowa than this. The Iowa Tap Room, all Iowa beer, one amazing place.
There's always something new at Fong's Pizza and an ever-changing menu of tiki drinks. Or try our new noodle dishes alongside your favorite slice. It's all happening at the new Fong's in the East Village.
Thinking about buying a home? Get pre-approved in 30 minutes with Gary Presnell at Northwest Bank in Des Moines. Gary offers first-time home buyers programs, VA, FHA, IFA, and conventional loans. Call Gary at 515-975-6767 or find his profile at nw.bank. Member FDIC Equal Housing Lender.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know. High quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig, plantation rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquor is home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
A fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Cheaper, cleaner, and homegrown. Pump it up with unleaded 88.
Hi, I'm John Linares with Willis Lexus, and this November, we're starting early. We are starting our December to Remember sales event today. First off, I want to highlight a special lease on 2026 NX Gas. It's $409 per month with $49.99 due at signing. Or you can take advantage of rates as low as 2.49 for 48 months or 3.49 for 60 months on IS model, all ES models, NX Gas, RX Gas, and TX Gas, and as an added bonus on 2026 RX Gas, NX, and TX Gas models. I invite you to stop in and take a new Lexus for a test drive, or visit us online at willislexus.com where you'll find some special offers.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
Hour number 2 of the Rush Radio Show. Of course, on the Rush, we talk winning, and nobody wins like Willis Automotive. From luxury to everyday dependability, Willis has the ride that fits your lifestyle. Stop by Willis in Des Moines and experience the Willis way. Exceptional service, unmatched selection, and people who truly care. I'm Travis Justice. He's Ross Peterson. If you want to join in on the show, 515-517-2303. Don't forget, if you miss any part of this show, if you're not listening to it or watching it live, you can always go back to therushradio.com, and the replay is always running 24/7. Or you can also download the podcast version of the show wherever you download your podcasts. You know, Ross, the South is just different. The South is just different. And my daughter
Different
lives
country.
in the South. It really, really is. I get a text from Abigail this morning. She goes, I don't know if I'd make a very good sports fan, because I haven't been able to sleep all night long, because she's worked at Ole Miss for 6 years now, and she's never worked. Her and Lane Kiffin came in the same year, and she met him a couple times. Actually took his daughter on a college tour to the dorms and stuff like that. But she sent me this picture last night. Selling at grocery stores in Oxford today are going to be buttons that say "Ho, belt to ass, never lost the party, we're golden." You can turn a hoe into a housewife.
Can't turn a hoe into a housewife.
You can't turn a hoe into a housewife. I mean, they are just absolutely going bonkers on Lane Kiffin, and understandably so. They're pissed off. They're mad they lost their coach, and I understand why you're mad. They lined up at the airport, calling him an MFer and yelling at his son, yelling at him. And the South is, I can't imagine, you know, Lane Kiffin made the right decision. He's going to a better program. Yeah. The circumstances we're seeing this under are what, 1 in a million? You don't really see this where somebody's has a legitimate shot to win a national title and somebody blow. I mean, you just don't see it that
I
often.
see. The 1 in a million is a coach that is. Now, I want to be clear here. You're saying a coach that's in a position to possibly win a national title.
Yeah.
Leaves that institution because he sees a better opportunity somewhere else. Yeah. Let's just back up a little bit and go to the Ole Miss side of this. All right. What makes and again I think I know some of the answers to this question. So there's part of me that's being a smart ass here. So I don't want to try to trip you up here. Why are they saying that Lane Kiffin is a hoe?
Doing it for the money? I don't know. I really don't know why.
I think that's fair. I think that's the answer that I would say, that you say he's a hoe because what you're saying is, I can't believe that you're just leaving us because you're going to make more money, or because you think you've got a better opportunity to do something else.
If that's the case, there's a lot of hoes in college football.
Travis, let's just back up a couple years. Why did Lane Kiffin leave Florida Atlantic and come to Ole Miss?
Better opportunity, more money, more resources, better conference.
Boy, you got the guy because he was a hoe. This is like having you got a girl who cheated on her husband with you, and now you're figuring out, wait, she's cheating on me too? Well, what a cheater. Yeah. What a hoe. This guy, it's almost like he didn't really believe in all that Ole Miss stuff that he told us. It's almost like when he put on that polo, it didn't change his heart. What the hell? We believed that he was just like us. We believed that he was Ole Miss through and through. Even though he'd spent most of his life in California and most of his life bouncing around, man, once he put on our colors, when a kid transfers to your university, God damn it, right.
Here's how we justify it.
I knew it. When a kid transfers away from your university, he just wasn't built the Kirk Ferentz way. He didn't have that Hawkeye in him. I'm glad he's gone. Well, wait. What about when he announced he was coming? Caden Proctor's the best example of it.
Exactly.
Screw you. You went to Bama? Wait, he's back for a week. He left us again? Oh.
We're getting a call from Oxford, Mississippi. And the only person we know in Oxford, Mississippi would be my daughter.
Well, who knows? We're big in the Oxford market.
We're big in the Oxford market. You should see the number of hours listening time in Oxford. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning. I need to clarify why Lane Kiffin is a hoe, because it's not about taking the job at LSU, and it's not about money. It really isn't. I think what it comes down to, at least for me, but I've been a part of this community for 6 years. I go to campus every single day, right? Is not a month ago, this man puts out a documentary with ESPN talking about how incredible and how we changed his life and how he doesn't know what he would do without us. And I believe him for what it's worth. But the way that this all went down was absolutely insane and just felt so personal to everyone here.
So worked up she is?
Yeah. It's what sports does to you, Abigail. This is what, and the good ones, this is how they make you feel. The good ones like Lane Kiffin, this is exactly what they do to you. They suck you in. They make you think that you are somehow a part of their journey as well. It's all to fleece you.
Evil. It's evil.
Well, but Abigail, you know this firsthand. Since Lane Kiffin is there, how much has enrollment at Ole Miss jumped?
That's an astronomical amount. And I think that there's also the worry that we have prepared ourselves for that and what happens now, sort of a ordeal. But it has been a wild time to be working on this campus. I'll tell you that.
All right,
feels
sweetheart.
I love it. It feels very personal because it is. Because it is. When somebody tells you through a documentary how much you mean to them, and then you find out that was all a lie, that it was all for the money.
Iowa State. Gene Chizik to Iowa State. Not going anywhere.
Guys, this is coaches.
It is.
This is coaches. This is athletic directors. This is what it is. This is what This is the thing I preach about all the time about this loyalty. Oh, there's brand loyalty. There's conference loyalty. I'm really cheering for blank conference. Why? Because that's currently who my affiliation is with, but we're exploring other options.
Yeah, I'm not built for it. This is the first time I've ever had that color loyalty. I'm not built for it.
Well, I got news for
All
you.
right, well,
It's
you
going to
guys
happen
have
again.
It is. And I would also say this, Abigail,
Well,
like,
I've learned my lesson. I'll never get attached. I'm over it.
no, you learn how, this is this tough one. You learn your lesson. You're right, not to get attached to people, but also you can do this exact same trick. You can do this exact same thing.
Yeah.
You can tell everybody around you, oh man, I'm Ole Miss through and through, while you're on Indeed.com looking for a new job.
That's just all right, Ross. Caught. All right.
All right. Fly safe tomorrow, sweetie.
Well, have a good day. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So she's flying out of Mississippi.
Memphis.
Out of
Yeah,
Memphis?
she's flying out of Memphis. Mary's flying out of New Orleans, and the rest of us are flying out
Are
of
you guys
Omaha.
all meeting somewhere or meeting
in Florence, Italy?
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't know if maybe there was a destination, you guys all flying international together.
We all arrive with like in an hour and a half of one another, so that'd be nice. Now, to me, say what you want about Lane Kiffin. I thought he won the news conference yesterday. And we were just talking about the fans, the passion, and I thought he had the answer that they hit a home run. Here it is.
That airport scene and Knox and I driving and people trying to run us off the road, man, and the things they said to us. I think that people get really upset when you leave somewhere because they feel hurt because you're doing a really good job. They ain't going to the airport and driving from all over, okay, to say those things and yell those things, okay, and try to run you off the road if you were doing bad. So, I just look at it as passionate people in the SEC, and then it means they really liked what we were doing there.
He's not wrong. You're getting yelled at for one of two things: you suck really bad, or I can't believe you're going to leave us.
It would have been great if he would have said, nobody was at the airport when they fired me from USC.
Yeah, because it happened, except him, because he got fired on the tarmac at like 3 in the morning.
I'm kind of surprised he didn't drop that bomb, because normally Lane Kiffin's really good about the funny punchline.
Yeah.
That would have been really good if he'd have said, nobody tried to drive me off the road when I was getting fired from USC. They drive to the airport because I did a good job. No, they drive to the airport because they pissed. Because you did a good job. They know what they have. You rebuilt a culture. But like Abigail just said, there's an additional element to it. You're dismissing the personal aspect of it when you say, oh, they only drove to the airport because I did a good job. No, coach. That's part of the recipe. You're no doubt about it. Your success there and the fact that you're leaving, that's a part of it. The reason that they drive to the airport and call you and scream at you that you're a hoe is because of the way it went down. And because of, just like Abigail just said, because of how personal you made it to the people there. Does it hurt that you are a winning coach that is leaving them? Yes. Why did they drive to the airport in mass to scream at you?
And try to run you off the road?
Because you somehow made it more personal. It doesn't make it right. We're crazy. Fans are crazy. We take this stuff way too seriously. Way too seriously. If you're trying to drive a guy off the road, hell, I think if you go to the airport to scream at somebody, there's probably some reflection that needs to be done there. You probably should look in the mirror a little bit and be like, where is my life that I found time to drive to the airport to scream at a guy?
I look at that as protesters that go down the streets and protest. I'm like, don't you have something better to do? You can be pissed at your house. You got to go join. I mean, that's just groupthink.
You can be mad at your house.
You don't have to stand on the street. Most people think you're a lunatic for standing on the street with a sign.
Max writes what he says. How about when Lute Olson left Iowa? Was there that big? I'm too young to remember. Max.
You're asking me.
Yeah, because you're old.
But I was fairly young at that point. I think people were shocked because, they were building Carver Hawkeye Arena. It was the house that Lute built, but it was nowhere near this. But you didn't have social media then. You had 3 channels. You're like, you could sneak out of town fast.
Yeah.
Here, we had a month-long buildup, starting with what Abigail said was a documentary where Oxford changed his life, made him the man he is today. And, well, he hasn't changed.
Did you see, I saw this morning, Burger McChick wrote in, did you see that the Eagles offensive coordinator, his house got egged after they lost to the Bears?
Egged?
They egged his house.
Let's be honest about what this all comes down to, is you're putting yourself in a best chance to win a national championship and do it on a consistent basis.
Yeah.
And that means money. Now, if you believe Lane Kiffin here or not, I happen to believe him.
Okay.
But I can be gullible at sometimes. Here's Lane talking about money.
I said through the process, okay, I'm never going to make a decision on money. And I'm telling you right now, I don't know what my contract is here. That's not very financially responsible, okay? I'm sure it's really good, okay? I don't know what it is, nor did I know at the other places what the numbers were. Because I said in the beginning, I told Jimmy Sexton, don't tell me the numbers, okay? I want to make a decision that has nothing to do with money for me. Now, tell me the numbers in the plan for what the money is for the players. Verge and his team had a really, really good plan, and even talked to some donors that are part of that plan here to see exactly how does that work. And there's a great plan here. There's a great plan of how we can come together with what we bring and what players around the country want to play for us and play in our systems, and then have that support to be able to do that so that they want to play for us and they get taken care of financially, which obviously nowadays is the world of college football, and it's very important and critical to them, which it should be. And this was the best setup.
I don't care what I'm making. I care what the players are making.
Bullshit.
Well, I think he knew that every deal that he was going to take was going to be a good deal. He knew he was going to make money. I think, and you're right. I think he knows what his contract is. I do, but I do believe it came down to who has the.
Am I getting paid? Do I get? Can somebody tell me? Do I even get paid on this deal?
But I do believe the deal was who has the best NIL package. That part I believe. What's yes. Ole Miss's approach? What is Florida's approach? What is LSU's approach? Who has the most money for me to deal with so I can give the players? I believe that.
I believe that too. I don't believe that he doesn't have any idea what his salary is. I didn't even check. Do I get paid on this deal? I do get. Okay, so they're telling me I do get paid. That's the good news, because I don't even know, because I'm so altruistic. I've got so much money.
Not only is he getting paid, LSU has agreed to pay him the bonuses he would have got at Ole Miss to coach. Honest to God. So if they get a first-round playoff, he gets $125,000 just like that. If Ole Miss goes on and wins the national title, he gets $1 million for not even coaching the team. Because, Coach, we want you so bad, and they're going to treat you like that. We're going to go ahead and give you those bonuses because we believe you were the coach.
Money? There's money attached with this job? Oh, I get a salary too. I didn't even know. I just came here because I wanted to win. I have so much money that I don't even have to ask about what my salary is anymore. I've been fired from so many places that have paid me not to coach that I don't even ask anymore. I just figure they're going to take care of me. And in a couple of years when they fire me, they'll give me a couple more million. That's the way this works because I'm Lane Kiffin. Salary. I get paid? Are you guys?
But how much are you going to give me to pay the players? That's what I want to know. And that's the truth. Every
But
coach who
what
makes
a bullshit statement from him. What an absolute on its face, Travis. Come on, man.
I look at the second half of it, and that is
there are two parts of it. That's right. I don't disagree with you that he was concerned about how much the players are going to get. How much money do I have to pay to bring in the guy? I completely agree with you. We've said that from the moment that this job was brought up. What a bullshit statement for him to say. Listen, several of the jobs I've had, I didn't even ask about the salary.
No, he said this job.
No, play it again.
No,
he says several of the jobs he's like, you can ask other places. I don't even ask about salary.
Yeah, he said Jimmy Sexton, which was his agent. He goes, I don't want to know what they are. I just want to know what the plan is for the players and who has the. I think because he earlier in the statement he goes, here's how I know he kind of lied a little bit. He goes, all four were kind of the same. Right? Of the jobs, he goes, they were all in the same book. Because Ole Miss said, hey, we'll match anything that LSU gives you. So you know that it's going to be a good deal. I guess to me it looks at who's really going to spend the most money on the players. And what about this $20.5 million salary cap we're supposed to have? Oh, no, there's going to be more than $20.5 million. And forget about this Deloitte clearinghouse thing because I don't even know what that thing is.
Yeah, we got our ways around that. I agree with all that. I absolutely agree that he was concerned about, I got to have the money to pay the players. It's 2025. This is the way the world works. You guys have to show me a plan that I can bring in the great players. If you can't spot bullshit from the minute he starts talking there, though, and says, I don't even know about my salary. At some point in time, his agent said, hey, don't worry, you're going to make at least this much money.
I would agree with that. I guess I don't harp on
that idea that he went into
it.
He went into it as like, well, I did salary.
I'm humble.
I also don't like when a guy. I'm an emphatic talker, and I talk a lot I'm demonstrative. I don't like it when a guy overuses his hands to talk to me. It makes me feel like I'm being sold something.
You know, it's funny. I think he's. Don't take this the wrong way. Come in. I think he's on the spectrum a little bit.
Okay.
And I think that's because I've watched a lot of he's done that forever. And now TV reporters are the worst. TV reporters are demonstrably talking all the time. That's just maybe a nervous tick. I know what you're saying, but I know what you mean. You're trying to be sold something. It's how we interpret it, and that's how you're going to gauge somebody. That doesn't bother me as much. Now, remember when Brian Kelly took over the job? What was his number one mistake right away?
The accent. Yep.
I wouldn't say that Lane Kiffin took a shot at Brian Kelly, but he sold it better when it comes to the accent and kind of. He doesn't bring up Brian Kelly, but this is how he kind of went about it.
Actually, we were going by Tiger Stadium. I called one person. I called Ed Ogeron. And I said, hey, man, all I can do is, man, this place just makes me want to talk like you right now. I did. I was like, we were in the car, and the kids were in there, and I was like, and the coaches, and they're like, what are you doing? I'm like, I don't know. I'm like channeling Ed right now. I was like, I'm feeling him. Like, I rolled down the window, and I was like, go Tigers to the fans.
That's the way to do it. Don't put on a fake accent. Channel the former guy that's fairly popular there and go, I called Ed Orgeron.
Lane Kiffin's good. He's really good. What Abigail experienced and what she just called in, he's going to do that same thing to LSU fans. It's what he's doing there. Man, I'm one of you guys. You know what? Secretly, between us, I've always been one of you guys. Between me and you, it's always been purple and gold to me. Same thing he did to Ole Miss. Same thing he did at USC. Same thing he did at Florida Atlantic.
Tennessee.
Same thing he did at Tennessee. Hey, guys, come here. Guess what? I'm just like you. I don't even know how much money I'm making. I came here just because I wanted to wear the purple and because you guys have the right system. You guys have this other thing. It's magical thing that happens.
He actually said that earlier on when he goes, when I was here when I was at Alabama and when I was at Ole Miss, I'd be on the other side and I would take
I always
in
wanted
Tiger
to be
Stadium.
Yeah.
And you're like, what if we had something like this?
Who was the NBA coach?
Every
was
coach
it
panders, by the
Larry
way.
Brown?
Every coach panders.
Was Larry Brown the guy that bounced around a lot? Is that the name I'm
'cause he was
thinking
at
of?
Kansas, the Clippers. He was
He was famous for that line. I can remember Larry Brown. I'm going back now to look at his Wikipedia because I swear that guy coached at 43 different places. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Didn't he end his career with Penny Hardaway at Memphis?
In my lifetime, he went Denver Nuggets, UCLA, New Jersey Nets, Kansas, San Antonio Spurs, LA Clippers, Indiana Pacers, Philadelphia 76ers, Detroit Pistons, New York Knicks, Charlotte Bobcats, SMU, Auxilium Torino, and then ended his career with Memphis. Every place that dude coached, it was like, this is my dream job. I always wanted to be the head coach of the New York Knicks. I always wanted to be the head coach of the Detroit Pistons. I always wanted to be the head coach of Auxilium Torino.
Is that in Italy?
I don't even know. I'm guessing. This is my dream job. When Fred Hoiberg got hired at Nebraska, the mayor of Ames, Iowa. Do you remember the article that was like, he always wanted to be at Nebraska ever since his grandpa got fired? Ever since his grandpa got fired from the university, it's always been a dream of his to come back to Lincoln. What? And people bought that.
Coaches because you believe what you.
Everybody panders.
Everybody panders.
Everybody panders.
Everybody panders.
Lane Kiffin is a bullshit artist. He's a great football coach. Larry Brown was a great basketball coach. Hall of Famer, I think, the Hall of Fame coach. Bullshit artist. And it's okay to be both. And it's okay to be a fan of a guy and go, yeah, but he's full of shit.
But you know why? Because you're asking for money and you need the fans on your side. So you tell them what they want to hear.
Right. Yeah. But Lane, wait, you said what? Money? There's money involved? The hell? I did. Yeah. It turns out I get to keep the change in the couch cushions when I dig through. So at the office, you'll see me at night digging through the couch cushions because got to make up that. What is it? What millions is he getting a year?
13.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't know.
He doesn't know.
He doesn't have any idea.
And he's going to get his Ole Miss bonus money.
Yeah, did you say 130,000? 13 million? Wow. Well, I guess I could stick around.
And you'll love this in real estate. And I'm probably going to get this wrong. Justin's probably going to correct me. They are going to make up something on the house up to $500,000 from the house he sells in Oxford to the house he buys in Baton Rouge. Like a $500,000 makeup in case he loses money on his house.
Nebraska paid $1 million in moving expenses for their athletic director. He didn't even win any games.
I don't even think he had a house in Washington. He wasn't there long enough.
So this is the funny thing to me about the money. Because there's also, just like Lane Kiffin says, I didn't even know I was getting a salary. And there are people that go, the guy didn't even know he was getting a salary. Oh, man, you just got fed something and just spit it back out. This is the same thing with the money. LSU is going to pay him not only his salary, they're going to pay him to buy him out. They're going to pay him the bonuses that another university
had promised
him. They're also paying their previous coach $50-some million. All right. And we as fans do this thing where we go, well, of course LSU has all that money. They're LSU. They've got unlimited. They've got hundreds of millions of dollars. Why? Because they're LSU. What about every other institution? Oh, they're broke. They don't have that LSU money. So LSU has hundreds of millions of dollars that they can spend on this stuff, and no other institution has a dime to spit on. Huh. I don't believe that. I don't believe what I'm being fed. And I'm certainly not going to spit it back out to everybody else and go, well, It's just LSU because they got all that LSU money. Well, what about Alabama? They're not that, because Alabama's not LSU. What? What about Memphis showed up with a couple $100 million? Well, that's fat. Indiana, well, that's Mark Cuban. Who's LSU's guy?
I have no idea.
Because you got Phil Knight at Oregon, right? You got, or maybe there's a lot more money than we think.
And that's a very strong possibility.
I mean, hell, Lane Kiffin didn't even know he was getting he's getting a salary too? He gets to win national championships, pay all of his friends, bring in all the best talent, and they're going to pay him?
Everybody's making money. We don't know if we can make you money, but we can give you a good time by letting you find some of the best liquor selection in central Iowa and the entire state. Central City Liquor, Ross, is the place to go for anything you want, isn't it?
Oh, dude. Even propane. Get your propane. Best prices on propane exchanges. All your bitters, mixers, and more.
Wide selection of bourbon, tequila, beer, you name it.
Dude, the rare stuff. That great Christmas gift. Those are getting a rare bottle of bourbon.
Do your Christmas shopping at Central City Liquors and give that special someone something they want to drink. It is the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive. For the holidays, bring real taste to the table with Gold Peak Real Brewed Tea. Made with real tea leaves and real cane sugar, Gold Peak delivers a golden, brewed for taste flavor that makes every moment more meaningful. Whether you're gathering with family or friends, celebrate the moments that matter the most, because real connections deserve real refreshment. For your upcoming holiday celebrations, choose Gold Peak Tea and bring real taste to the table.
Your house wasn't built for bats, birds, or raccoons, but try telling them that. At Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions, we've been helping Iowans take back their homes for over 20 years. We use cost-effective, eco-friendly methods to solve wildlife and pest problems the right way. Whether it's bats in your attic, birds in the vent, raccoons in your chimney, or moles in your yard, we have long-term solutions. Call Bats and Bugs Pest Solutions today at 515-218-3400, and let's make sure your home doesn't become their home.
November's here, and that means Thanksgiving's right around the corner. And here at Willis, we're thankful for you, our guests, for entrusting us with your vehicle and service needs. With holiday season comes travel, and all those extra miles can cause wear and tear on your car. Save that for your pants after all that turkey. While we can't fix your slacks, we sure can make sure your car's in tip-top shape. So come on down to Willis for 10% off an oil change. Give us a call or schedule online at willisvolvocars.com.
Fuel choice that even rivals can agree on? Now that's worth the hype. Pump it up with Unleaded 88.
Hey, it's Noel from Fiskus Jewelers. This holiday season, give the gift of sparkle that lasts a lifetime. From our latest designs to timeless favorites, there's something for everyone on your list. Already have a Fiskus diamond? Bring it in and trade up with our 100% trade up program. It's the perfect way to shine a little brighter this year. And if you're dreaming up something custom, get your design started by December 1st for Christmas delivery. Let's make this season magical together. Fiskus Jewelers, your jeweler for life.
The largest selection of German beer in the world? You'll find it at the Hessen House. From Doppelbocks to Oktoberfest to Hefeweizens and Dunkels. There's no passport needed for the deliciously different beer and food at the Hessen House. So grab your friends and make it a fun night out. The Hessen House, 4th and Court, Des Moines.
You know, Brian, at Central City, we really do have the best selection around.
I know, high quality stuff you can't find anywhere else.
Whistle Pig Plantation Rum.
Yeah, and over 150 of the best scotches on earth.
And a ton of bitters, mixers, and more.
You know what we are? High class.
Definitely high class, yeah. Make way for the natty.
Okay, maybe medium class.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the Wooden Nickel program.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with the chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
It's November and I know what I'm thankful for. A running car for all my travel ahead. To keep your car on the road, bring it in the Willis Nissan for brakes, tires, oil changes, the main courses, and the sides. Schedule your appointment online today at willisnissan.com and we'll see you on the service drive.
Back like a rash you thought was gone. Travis and Ross aren't contagious, but they are addictive. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.
515-517-2303 is the number to call. What are you smiling about there, buddy?
The chat's cracking me up. But people love them some Central City, that's for sure.
Yeah, who doesn't love themselves from Central City?
Of course, folks haven't been there.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, how cool is Central City?
Start spreading the news, 'cause it's time to buy booze, and there's only one place to be. You can see all your friends, the good times never end, unless you're just loitering. It's Central City, we can make your dreams come true. No guarantee your dreams will come true. Central City, all this booze is waiting for you. Look at all this booze.
So well done.
It is so well done. I can't wait to see that final TV commercial that is going to be produced. What if they could put that on like the main channels in Des Moines and they would accept it? Well,
what do you mean?
Well, talk about loitering and talk about all this booze.
Oh, I can't imagine anything in there would be even close to the line.
Stick in the mud. Oh, I'm not saying it's something prim and proper. Hey, we mentioned Lane Kiffin taking the LSU job. Pat Fitzgerald has now officially taken the Michigan State job. He gets a 5-year contract. Kentucky fired Mark Stoops yesterday and then is now targeting Oregon offensive coordinator Will Stein. You have UCLA that is going after Bob Chesney from James Madison. I guess in this grand scheme of things, a lot of people, Florida's hired a coach, Auburn's hired a coach, Ole Miss has hired a coach. Has Penn State shit the bed here?
Oh, boy, great question.
I mean, you have signing day that's coming up on Wednesday. You have one of the most premier programs in college football. Top 10 program.
Outside of LSU, the number 2 job that was available during this time period.
Now, Florida fans would push back on you, but I agree with you. I'm not disagreeing. I'm just saying you'd get some pushback from Florida fans.
That's true.
But Penn State fired James Franklin a long time ago.
They were first in the game, dude.
How in the world have you waited so long to hire a football coach? Did you really want Matt Rule? Did you really want some of these guys? And some of these guys have been signed. You had to react. To me, Penn State, Virginia Tech hired James Franklin before Penn State hired its coach.
That's not the way those dominoes were supposed to fall. The answer to your question is yes.
On leadership, right?
I'd say so far the answer is yes, Travis. You've got to wait and see
100%. But
who they end up with.
Class.
But I couldn't agree more. Like up to this point, this can't be the way that the plan was when they got the day they announced they were getting rid of James Franklin. I think you're probably right, Trav, that they would have probably had their eye on a Matt Rule, a Matt Campbell, a something. And I don't think it would have been Campbell because we would have heard something about a contract extension or. Is it possible that Matt Rule? I just saw Pat Miller write that and say Matt Rule is still going to Penn State. Is it possible that Matt Rule is still the target even after signing an extension?
No, right now the reports are that Kalani Sitake from BYU is the target. Yep. Okay, so you're going after a coach that possibly might be in the playoff. He's not. He loves BYU. If they make the playoff, he's not leaving BYU to go. Like Lane Kiffin. They're not. BYU's not going to show him the door. I'm not saying he wouldn't leave, but he's not going to.
You mean before the season's over?
Before the season's over.
All right.
That ain't
I
happening.
could see. That I could see. And maybe that's what Penn State's waiting on. So maybe that's the only thing that allows you to hit the pause button on have they shit the bed is if the guy that they wanted is still coaching and they are respecting that and waiting for that to happen.
However, as Lane Kiffin talked about, I'm going to make my money. What's the money for the players? And you know who has money and unlimited amounts of funds? BYU. BYU has a big NIL, major. And you almost wonder, what's Penn State's structure when it comes to this? Why haven't you been able to close a deal yet?
Again, maybe it's on Sataki saying, I'm with this team. This is my commitment. I'm not going to do the first of all, he doesn't have the public persona that Lane Kiffin does.
Fair.
Lane Kiffin has, I've said this over and over, man. Lane Kiffin is accustomed to giving the middle finger to the people that gave him an opportunity.
He enjoyed all that drama.
He loved it. He's loving it so much. He's loving it. He had the Ed Orgeron line, the Go Tigers. He had that thing in the toolbox 6 months ago. He loves this stuff. Most coaches or some coaches don't. And some coaches, it does mean something to them to say, hey, I've made this commitment to these guys. I'm going to stick around. You guys can work on getting me some. I mean, Lane Kiffin is right in that if you are trying to maximize your next opportunity, now is the time to do it. You create all these waves. You get all this emotion going. You create dissent amongst your Ole Miss locker room. Because now in a month, you get to strike. You just sit back like the Cobra and wait right now. BYU, maybe it is a little bit different. And he, again, doesn't have that clout that Lane Kiffin does to be able to give that middle finger and have it work out for you. I won't press on him too much. I think the Penn State thing, it might be, we got to wait until this guy's done and then that announcement's going to be made. Have they missed an opportunity, though? Absolutely, Travis.
Yeah, because you have signing day on Wednesday. You don't get to start. I think you have some dead period with high school kids and stuff until January. I mean, you're losing some opportunities here, especially with JUCO kids and some high school kids that are like, okay, who's my coach? James Franklin's going to poach Penn State as much as he can. And even if Lane Kiffin would have been able to coach Ole Miss, he still would have been recruiting for LSU. That's why they said, no, you don't get to do this.
Absolutely.
You know?
Absolutely.
And so you have Penn State that is literally losing time. And you are 100% correct in the fact that you won't know the end result until 3-4 years down the road. But losing a recruiting class is important. That can do damage. That can mess things up. Now, David says, they're going after the BYU coach, working out the details, won't do anything until after BYU is done. Again, BYU's got money. And if it's about prestige in a program, get it. If it's about, hey, am I going to make my money and do I have money to pay players? BYU can handle that. They can handle that no problem.
Okay, so and I'll have to agree with you and say BYU has more money for NIL or as much money as Penn State. Then the second thing that you said there, the prestige of those programs. Which of those universities is it going to be easier to make the college football playoff at?
BYU.
Really?
Yes. In its current format. If it goes to 16, well, then they're both probably the same.
I think I would argue on that a little bit,
okay.
Travis, because
you're thinking the Big Ten is going to get 4 teams in all the time?
I'm thinking that the Big 12 is on that verge of being. I mean, look, we're looking at it right now. They're on the verge of being a one-bid league in the college football playoff, and I don't think that's a. I don't think it's fair that they're a one-bid league, but I think that that's a fact that they're pretty close to being there. Is it easier to win the Big 12 at BYU than it is to win the Big 10 at Penn State? Yes. You can you can win the Big 12 easier at BYU. Do you have more wiggle room at Penn State. Yeah.
That's fair. I'll give you that.
You can be a 2-loss team, maybe even verge on a 3-loss team like you have with Texas, and you're going to be on that bubble at Penn State. Again, if it goes to 16 teams, 3 losses in the Big Ten to one of those big brands, you could be there. 3 losses at BYU in the Big 12.
Oh, you're out.
You're out. You might be out with 2 losses in the Big 12. Might be out if you don't win the Big 12. I don't think that's fair. I just think that's, if I'm looking at those 2 jobs as prestige, and I'm looking at those 2 jobs of which one do I have the most chance to win a national title, it's Penn State. I'll have to do, again, the NIL thing is something that I'm still sitting back and watching and waiting, because it just seems like there's way more than people are giving us.
This sounds weird, and people are going to go, you're an idiot, Travis, and that happens a lot, is that you just said something. Would it be easier to make the playoff at BYU? I can justify that. But when you said, where's it easier to win a national title? And I could go, Penn State. You know what I'm saying?
Isn't that weird?
Like,
yeah, it is weird. Because I think I would agree with you. Is it easier to win the Big 12 at BYU than it is to win the Big 10 at Penn State? Yes, it is. Especially going forward in this new landscape, if BYU has that much more resources than everybody else in their conference, then yes, you've got an opportunity there. Would he leave BYU for Penn State? Yes, he would. Yeah, because I think that they're probably able to pay the coach more money. I think you've got that Big Ten prestige. There's something about being the head coach at Penn State.
There is. But if they don't get him, Ross, then what?
Then what? Then what? Like, if that's not the plan, let's say the BYU season ends and he announces an extension.
Hey, I'm going to stick around here.
Because of all
Then
these resources, because I feel at home.
I mean, this is the type of stuff that costs an athletic director his job. If you botch this, it costs you your job.
Man, think about that. I fired the guy because y'all wanted me to.
But they also expected you to have a plan to have somebody in place the day the season ended.
Yes.
Or Virginia Tech had James Franklin in place 2 games before the season was even over. And he's poaching, which he should. That's his job. Go recruit players. Loyalty only goes as far as a season. And people buy people. They don't buy programs. I know that's hard for people to understand. People buy people.
Yep.
Man. I just say of all of them, if you would have told me Penn State was going to screw this up, and again, we don't know if they screwed it up yet, but it sure looks like it. I would have said no, it won't be. It won't be Penn State. They're ahead of the game here. You should know who you want the day you fire James Franklin.
And maybe they did.
Maybe they fired him too early because you had all those names, and all those names that were mentioned got extensions like the next week.
Right. So maybe that. It'll be interesting. See how it plays out. Whoever lands there is going to have resources to. They're going to have the resources to win.
We do want to, I don't know if you saw this yesterday. I talked to him for a little bit, but Brent Bloom is leaving the We Will Collective, leaving the university. And what he's done the last several years for Iowa State is immeasurable. And, you know, I mean, to take that on, and I saw Brad Heinrich just kind of commented on his tweet and goes, man, I know what you went through. It's not easy. And so everything he's done for Iowa State, Brent, no, you're welcome on the show anytime. And congratulations on making the move. It told me it was family decision. I get it, 100%.
Dude, they've dedicated a lot of time. A lot of time. Brent has given a lifetime to Iowa State. I mean, he really has. He had his time at DMU, but dude, he and Chris Williams are as much Cyclone as Jamie Pollard does. They're ingrained in that university. And I read that thing, and yeah, same thing. I should have reached out to Bloom. I didn't. I just put a heart by his comment among the thousands of others that were there. And glad that he shared that with us. And man, congratulations on having a career that fed your passion like that. That's a really cool thing. And a wonderful guy with a wonderful wife, wonderful family. Bloom's going to be just fine. He's a great guy.
All right, let's see if we said anything wrong today. Bring it in.
Of course we did. Something. Screwed up something.
Bring it in, Mr. Seahawk, who still thinks that the Seattle Seahawks throwback uniforms are the best ever. Which
That's a ridiculous comment.
That's the first mistake. You guys bring up the Buccaneers creamsicle, which are awesome. You bring up the Oilers, awesome.
The
Patriots,
Seahawks
great.
barely have. It's like a tweak in the thing.
What do you mean completely different colors? Completely different.
Yeah,
dude, I'm sorry. The Seahawk throwback doesn't do anything for me. Nothing.
I'm with Ross.
It doesn't do it at all.
You know what did it for me? You know what did it for me? When Drake wore the powder blues a couple years ago. Those were great throwbacks.
It's got to be a change. It can't be a tweak.
Ross, I think you need to go back and look at the Seahawks home uniforms and the retros. I think you really do. Because they're completely different. Because I honestly hated the home uniforms when they brought them out because I thought they looked like an arena football team. That's how different I think they are.
They look like an arena football.
I did. Like the neon green highlights around it. Ugh.
Yeah.
But the first thing I have for you guys is you guys were talking about the Michigan State, Iowa. You know, Iowa's won 2 of the last 3 in East Lansing. Yes, it was Garza's year. The last time they won in East Lansing, or the first time they won out of the 2. That was 2020, 2021.
Okay.
And then do you guys know why so many Iowa fans or people in Iowa know that Tom Izzo's first national championship was 2000?
Iowa State, I bet.
Yep. They beat Iowa State in the Elite Eight.
Yeah, I remember that game.
Mateen Cleaves, Jason Richardson. Team was stacked.
Dude, Mateen Cleaves, when I early 2000s, the Big Ten sent out these miniature bobbleheads to all the media members. Travis, do you remember this at all? And it was one bobblehead from each university, and it was supposed to represent like the most famous athlete in the history of that university. So like Illinois' was Red Grange, Minnesota's was Bronco Nagurski, Iowa's was Chuck Long, which I didn't at the time didn't you know, they probably would go with a Dan Gable or a Niall Kinnick, but they had Chuck Long. Trying to think, Steve Alford was the Indiana one. Michigan State's looked a lot like Magic Johnson.
But it was Mateen Cleaves?
It was Mateen Cleaves. My guess was always that they did it, and they were like, Magic didn't sign off. We're going to change this thing around a little bit. Purdue's was Drew Brees, I think.
Yeah, you got a good memory. It's because you're
Penn
younger
State's
than me.
was it John, what was his name? Capoletti?
John Capoletti?
Yep.
Michigan, would it be like
Michigan
Desmond
was
Howard doing the Heisman
It
post?
was Woodson.
Oh.
Charles Woodson.
Yeah, it was Charles Woodson. Yeah, you'd have to. I'm drawing a blank on some of them in my head. Northwestern's was Pat Fitzgerald.
Ohio State is Woody Hayes ripping the first down marker.
Who was Ohio? Ohio State was Jesse Owens.
Oh,
that makes sense. That's a good one. All right. Any other screw ups we have today?
No screw ups. I just have a stat for you when talking about Wichita State and how they've fallen off of like the national map.
Am I wrong?
You're not. No. They have been exactly 500 in the last 4 years.
Wow.
66 and 66.
Wow, that is a very fall from grace from what they were. Holy cow. Trav, what was that about? What was why did Michigan State leaving the Valley to go to the American? What was that about?
Money. They, you know, and prestige. They didn't want to be in a place. You're talking about a team that went to the final, but yet every year they were put in a position where if they didn't win the Missouri Valley Conference tournament, they weren't going to go. And so once Creighton left, that started kind of this like, okay, your number one rival, your best RPI thing, you're probably going to be a one-bid league. So they go, okay, The American says, we'll take you as a non-football member. At that time, I think you had Houston in there. You had some pretty decent programs that would boost your RPI and you boost your other ratings. And then they fire Greg Marshall because he's a jerk, and they haven't been the same.
Was that the final year the Valley got 2 at-large bids
you'd have
with
to go back
Creighton and Wichita State in 2012?
Might be.
Maybe.
Maybe I'm old enough to remember the Valley got 4 in one year.
Wow. That was golden years.
It really was. So 66 and 66.
Yeah. I was going, and only one of those out of the 4 was a losing season. But other than that, they've been like 1 or 2 games just above 500.
When's the last time they were in the NCAA tournament?
Oh, man. Ooh. I'd have to look that up.
Because
it's been a long time.
Yeah.
Justin, you ready to do this for a couple of hours every morning? Huh?
Oh, yeah. Born ready.
I like that. Yeah. Stay ready. You ain't got to get ready.
No, it's been fun being back, even for these short corrections.
And I know I brag on him a lot, but I got to give Owen some props because he wrote like a book for you guys last night, man.
Yeah, he did.
He's a good coach.
Step by step. Coach. Yeah, we're ready. He's our producer. He's our engineer.
First step he wrote down was, Ross, make sure you have your laptop.
Shut up, Justin. Hey, Justin, shut up. How about that? How many times in the next week am I going to tell you to just shut up?
That was actually number 2 on Owen's list, was make sure Justin shuts up.
I'll be here tomorrow.
All right, yeah. And you'll be with us. Thursday you won't be here, but most of the days you're gone. You'll join in for a moment at some point in time. We have no idea when or how or what it'll look like, but
well, how's pretty easy. Use the internet, but where I don't know. Hopefully
Indiana Justice is back, right? This is when you bring out the fedora.
Yeah. I have to get a new one when I'm over there because I keep losing my hats.
International man of mystery.
We should make a graphic where it's like the plane ride, and Indiana Jones, and it's Travis going to Italy
with a fedora on.
Yeah.
I was going to say we could put some yodeling there, but they don't yodel in Italy, I don't think. So, all right, Hawks play tonight, 6:00 on Peacock. Drake at home at the Knapp Center against Western Illinois. Justin will be there. We'll be back tomorrow at 6 a.m. Enjoy your Tuesday, everybody. It is the Rush Radio Show powered by Willis Automotive.
See you, buds.
I'm loving these wooden nickels, Brian.
Yeah, I suppose everyone is catching on.
Just spend $20 to get a wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings on your next purchase.
Some of these are worth $5. That could be huge.
I know, right? That's why you have to spend $20.
It's 25.
Collect 10. It's like money back to you.
Spend 20, you get another wooden nickel.
It's 25.
Collect 10 and add up the savings. It's huge.
Central City Liquors, home of the 10% cash coupon.
And the wooden nickel program.
It's huge.
Bad gift giving. It happens to the best of us.
Thanks, I think.
But what if I told you there's a better way? Toss the silly socks and ditch the mediocre mugs, because the Iowa Lottery's gift that keeps on winning is here to save the holidays. Give your loved ones holiday scratch tickets with a chance to win instantly or unwrap your share of $1 million. Say no, no, no to boring presents with the Iowa Lottery this holiday season. Woohoo! Enter and see rules at ialottery.com/VIP.
Thankful? More like tankful of gas in your new Nissan SUV. This November, we're giving thanks for you. At Willis Nissan, we're celebrating 0% financing and special model year closeout savings on our most popular Nissans. If you've been getting hungry for a new Pathfinder or Murano, there's never been a better time to scoop one onto your plate. So sit around our table or visit us online at willisnissan.com.
Get ready, Des Moines. College basketball is heating up at Casey Center. On December 20th, the Iowa Hawkeyes take on the Bucknell Bison in a non-conference showdown you won't want to miss. Presented by Casey's. Feel the action. Hear the roar. Be there as the new-look Hawkeyes bring the intensity to the capital city. Tickets are going fast. Grab yours now at HyVTix.com and be part of the excitement on December 20th. Iowa versus Bucknell, presented by Casey's. December 20th, only at Casey Center. Be there. 'Tis the season to share great taste. Grab a refreshing Coca-Cola and make every moment a celebration. Locally made, nationally loved, Coca-Cola is the real deal when it comes to holiday cheer. Whether you're kicking back after the game or hosting the crew, nothing hits like that crisp, fizzy taste. Make this season yours. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola today.
Missing a quality, home-cooked meal? You know, the kind Mom used to make? Lucky for you, we found her recipe book. Welcome to the High Life. Welcome to the champagne of bars.
Every business has priorities, and Priority One Heating and Cooling is no different. As a service provider, we prioritize quality air conditioners and furnaces that will keep your home at your comfort level year-round. As a small business, we prioritize doing things the right way and treating people fairly. As a truly local business, we prioritize our community. As a veteran-owned business, we prioritize duty and commitment. For big business service with local value, trust your home to the place where you are always Priority One.
Back to the rush. Strong opinions, weak filters, and just enough sense to stay on the air. It's the Rush Radio Show, powered by Willis Automotive.